All right, it is 1:30, November 12th, 2024. We're going to call the meeting to order. Just stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, so the roll call present today is Carlo Ciparelli.
Paul Leogrand.
David Ruth.
You got Daniel Potter, Public Works Director as well.
Next on the agenda is the public comments. Anybody online?
Nobody online.
What's that?
Nobody online.
Nobody online? Okay. All right, so the approval for the minutes for September 3rd, 2024 meeting.
Paul Leogrand, like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for September 3rd, 2024.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next up is October 1st, 2024 meeting minutes.
Paul Leogrand, I'd also like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 1st, 2024.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so the next up is a financial report for September. Does anybody have any questions or comments about that?
I was just a little confused with the holiday lighting decoration. The budget is 25, but the spend is 4,000. So is that, do we know if that the remaining balance is going to be used or for this year or no? Just a little confused.
It will be. I think they only did basically an invoice on what they had completed. They've been doing it over the past month. They're trying to get it done before Thanksgiving. So
that rolls over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a concern that we're not really discussing some of the things that we were talking about with the fun park, and that we need to start doing that again. Otherwise, we're going to not be in the next year's budget. So we're going to have to start to put together any ideas for the budget for next year. So we don't, this year we're kind of like going with what we did in the year before. So things get added to the list, but I'm not sure that everything's added to the list. So when let's say December, when we come, we ought to, really open this up for more ideas or descriptions of things that we want to recommend for the next year's budget.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I think that once we have a full advisory panel too, that'll be helpful, but we should revisit at the next meeting all the things that are priority, like you're saying, and start the discussion full board for next year.
Well, we don't have to have a full boat of people to discuss things.
Yeah, that's true. Dave, do you think we should, I guess, get that list back together, right? What the priorities are. First is the fun part, right?
Right.
Yeah, we never made a final determination on that, right?
Well, we did,
missed
but then the budget was done and nothing could go through. So we basically
It's got to be.
we missed it.
Right.
We missed it.
Right.
So we don't miss the next one.
Right.
We need to start to get back on what we want to do or what we want to recommend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's appropriate that we do it next meeting before the end of the year. We could provide it to.
Well, this isn't, the fiscal year starts October, right?
yes,
Just-
So
Yes.
it just started.
October
again.
1.
Just started.
Yeah, so we have the whole year basically.
Well, you have till,
Well, I'm just saying.
yeah, you have 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start to vote and downplay certain things and say, we'll just put that on next year, and 2 years will go by.
So if we could speak about it next meeting and solidify it by January and say, this is what we want, this is what the priority is, here's how much.
Or we need to get, cost estimates of these things.
Right.
Okay. Like if we want to put a trail in the fun park, we say it's going to be approximately this many yards long, we need to know what that's going to cost.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to ask us at the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want lighting somewhere or, like at the pool, I'm not sure if that's on here or not, but at one time we talked about lighting at the pool. So the pool could stay open longer. People could use it, like after work and stuff.
I've always been all for that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm just saying, we need to get it as part of this list somehow, or get it voted on, or at least make it known to the CDD people.
Yeah, so this list as it sits right now is the approved budget for the fiscal year that's already been approved, that just was approved by the board for this fiscal year to execute. Any of those items that are new, that are outside of your, $30,000 where Chelsea can authorize it, you'd have to take it to the board for authorization of that budget.
Right.
So that list, if you compile that and work with Carrie to get that compiled, we can bring that, make that an agenda item moving forward, get it approved through this committee and then up through to the board.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything on that?
No, I'm good.
No? All right. So moving on to the next agenda item is going to be the new member selection committee recommendations. So I see we have 2 people here. Anyone want to go first? Have
I was
anything to
here
say?
back in October and was interviewed at that time, and everything was tabled because you guys wanted to put out a field for more applicants. I was interviewed that night.
That's where we
Thank you,
are.
Ted.
We're still, we're still there. I guess today is like anybody who's new would like to get up and speak. You could, if you have something else you want to say.
Well, I was kind of hoping that the decision would have been made by now. The email that went out about a week ago said that there were 5 applicants. People,
Yeah.
That would be chosen. I
Correct.
thought that some decision would have been made by today.
Well, the decision hasn't been made yet.
Now, they can only make a decision here collectively inside this room when
Right.
the committee convenes, and that's why they haven't made a decision yet. And only while they're in an open forum like this for the public.
Well, why is it people apply, but they either don't show up and don't call in for meetings?
And I'll tell you the answer to that one, sir.
Yeah.
If you'd like, you could come back up, reintroduce yourself just to refresh, because hopefully they're going to make a decision this afternoon.
Speak for itself.
Okay.
This woman wants to go ahead, that's fine. I came because I thought something was going to be decided.
Okay.
Yeah, again, we can make a decision today. We can't make a decision outside of this room, right? So today we're planning on making some decisions for sure. Dana, would you like to speak?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, absolutely, please. Thank you.
Please.
Hello, my name is Dana Collins. I live here in Gateway. We've been a resident for the past 6 years. I work for a local municipality, so I feel like I have a good understanding of how all of this works. I really don't have anything to say about myself. If you guys would like to, ask me whatever.
Yeah, sure. A few questions. How long have you been in Gateway?
6 years in December.
And what do you partake in any of the events that we have, or the tell us a little bit about what you use. Do you use the fun park? Do you use the fields?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I applied for this position. My family is very, very active in all of the Gateway parks, paths, everything. We're always either outside on bikes. You've probably, if you live here in Gateway, you've probably seen me or my husband running. Like I said, we have a 5-year-old daughter. We've used all of the playgrounds since she was very little. We go to the community events. We went to the Gateway Commons pool event that you had over the summer. I think was it 4th of July?
Mm-hmm.
We've gone to the Christmas one before, just anything to show support of the community. And I just am a big advocate for getting outside, being involved. I don't believe in screen time for children. That's why we've always been on bikes and the playgrounds for our children.
Cool. Are you here full time?
Yes. Yep.
And any issues with, we typically meet at 1:30 once a month or so. is that an appropriate time for you to meet, or?
I do work full time, so I don't love that about this.
Yeah.
But I've been in my job for a long time, and I do have a lot of time I can take if it like I'm salaried, but I'm still going. This is my time, so I'm going to use a vacation hour for this. So I can
Yeah, because that's the majority of the meetings are usually 1:30.
at 1:30.
Yeah. And 6. What about 6 p.m.?
6 is not a problem.
Yeah, that is like quarterly. We usually do that.
Basically, that's the invite to the community to come,
Mhm.
right? So we try and have one later meeting at some point when we have stuff to share. So. Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
No, everything was, pretty self-explanatory. I knew what I was getting into with this.
Awesome.
Anything?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kenneth, what about for you? Those times are okay? 1:30 and 6? Those times are good for you, 1:30? You can make it most of the time?
In December,
No, for
Moving
going forward.
Yeah.
1:30 is our meeting times.
that would be fine.
I'm saying, yeah, okay, you don't have a problem with that?
1:30 would be fine. We have to juggle my schedule. I'm semi-retired, so that should not be a problem.
Okay.
And that meeting, so that I know, will be on the 3rd of December.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. So everybody got to read over everyone's.
Yeah. I just want to make sure no one else is here, right, Daniel?
No, nobody
one's
else is
online.
here. So, Ken and Ryan on this have already introduced themselves to the
Yes.
committee prior. I think Tony was trying to get here, but was unable to make it. And then Tamara is on a cruise right now, so unable to attend.
Okay. All right. Just a few more questions for both Kenneth and Dana. So Kenneth, let me ask you, what's the main driving force in joining? What's the thing you would like to fix? What do you feel that Parks and Recs is not doing now that you could contribute positively to fix an issue that exists?
Well, like anything else, you often hear people complaining about different things. It doesn't just have to be gateway services. It could be anything else. People complain, but nobody steps up.
Right.
I'm the type of person who wants to get involved, and I'm a do and not just a complainer. And basically, there's no one issue that comes to mind that I would want to fix. I mean, I'm sort of would be, if I'm chosen, the new kid on the block, so to speak, and I'll defer to discussions and listen and try to learn what's going on and keep up to speed. But it's basically fixing problems and not being a problem.
Okay. Dana, how about you?
It's similar to what Ken said. I am passionate about Gateway. I'm passionate about I don't really think anything's wrong right now. I'm passionate about keeping it the way it is, about having people outdoors and enjoying things, and this keeps slipping around. I just I know how these things work, and I know that if I want my voice heard and I want things to remain for the greater good, that this is the place to be part of in the discussion and part of the decision-making team. So.
Great. The last question I have would be, as far as your local HOAs, do you have any involvement in your local? Do you attend those meetings at least, or you know what's going on there? I am not incredibly involved in my local HOA. I give my input, and that's really as far. I live in Cypress Bay, so it's a small community, but I'm not incredibly involved, but I don't need to be so much, I guess. Like I said, I have been asked for my input, and I give my input and volunteer every once in a while on gardening committee things. Sure.
But.
Cool. How about you, Ken?
I live in Gateway Greens.
Yep.
My wife was the former treasurer.
Okay.
Over there. Obviously, Ed Tingle.
Yes.
I attend all the meetings and how typically I come to Thursday. And
Yep.
so my involvement is going to the meetings, listening to what goes on. And questions and it's great. But my involvement with that is, of course, my wife being for the treasurer and my attendance at those.
Great.
All right. You got any questions? No. All right. So we'll just go down the list from top to bottom. Take a vote, or anybody need to review any of the paperwork.
I mean, I've been, so let's start with who's here, because for me, that's a big point. Like, if you're here, I understand people have other commitments on vacation. I, like you, Dana, work during the day too, so it's, it's a challenge. I make the time for this. I try to attend every meeting, so I think that's important. I feel like, do we want to do, we'll start with each person. So, I mean, I can make a motion to approve Kenneth to move forward. So the way that this works, let's just make sure that we understand, is that we would recommend you for a seat, and then that gets brought to the board and they actually vote upon it. Okay. So
You need everybody here.
this is us. We have quorum.
-1,
Yeah.
but yeah.
We have quorum to advise. the
Right,
board.
correct.
Yeah.
We want 7 altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for 3 people.
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
So I'll make a motion to recommend Kenneth join us.
I'll second that recommendation. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So he's gonna go 2-1.
And I'd also like to make a motion to.
1 second, sorry, just for the record, who
2-1.
was 2-1?
2-1.
Who was in
2.
favor?
Those 2.
Let's do it.
Myself.
Got it, sorry, move forward.
And I'd like to make a motion to recommend Dana.
I'll second that recommendation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So 3-0. All
I
right.
would also, just further discussion, I know that last time we heard from Ryan, the concern there was that he would not be able to attend all the meetings. I appreciate him mentioning that. I know that you weren't here, but he's remote, and
Oh.
he was going to try to attend most of them remotely, but he was not going to be able to make it.
Right, then I would recommend not to.
Yeah, so I would, at this time, I want to thank him for sending his app. I would recommend that we don't move forward with Ryan at this
I'll
time.
second that. So all in favor of not recommending?
Aye.
Aye. Who do we have up next?
Okay, so we have one more recommendation. Again, do we have to, we don't have to do them all together.
We
right?
don't.
My opinion is that I would like to hear from them, from Tamara and Tony. Do we know why Tony wasn't able to attend?
No, he said he was trying, but all he got back to Georgia was that it may or may not be here on time, just for other
Gotcha.
conflicts.
Well, again, I would recommend not to. For him, just for that reason, like, it's the first meeting that you're eligible to come, not eligible, but that you want to come and introduce yourself and you can't come. So,
Tim, do you know when he, that makes sense. Do we know when he applied?
9/14.
Yep, correct.
yeah, so.
Tony was 9/14. That's
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah,
He didn't come last time.
Yeah, I mean, she's on vacation, or we can change vacation,
right.
so.
All right, so I would agree with you then. I'd say no to Tony.
Yes. And so the last one is Dana Collins, that's the one, right?
No,
No.
Tamara's the last.
Tamara, I'm sorry,
Tamara's on vacation.
Tamara, okay. So I'll make a motion to approve Tamara.
I would still like to hear from Tamara. When did Tamara apply?
Just recently.
In October.
Yeah. I got it here somewhere.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, without going too far into the application, just because it's more recent, and obviously she's on vacation, I would like her to attend next time so we could speak with her. And then,
It's fair
and
enough.
then it also gives us a little more time
Yeah,
to
she's-
source another
she's
person,
pretty
so if somebody else was interested.
Okay.
That
Do
would,
you have a motion on the floor?
yeah, so I'd like to make a motion to,
There's already a motion on the floor.
oh, is there?
Yeah, so
What's the motion?
we'll, to approve, but I'll take that. We'll squash that motion.
Do you care to amend?
Yeah, I'll amend it to withdraw.
There's no motion on the floor at the moment. Care to make another one, Paul? You can.
She is from Pinecrest.
So how about we make a motion to table her application for next month, see if she can attend, we can speak with her. And we'll just hold off on that third spot till next month, and if anybody else puts in for it, up until then, we can speak to them also.
Yeah, I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, so then, okay, so then that still leaves that one open.
Yes. All right, so the next,
All right,
that's all
for a
of
quick,
them, right?
quick recap for the meeting minutes. Ken was voted 2-1. Dana was voted 3 across board. Tamara, you're moving to next month and tabling. Tony and Ryan were both not recommended to move forward with.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so the next agenda item is gonna be the meetings, the meeting times and the schedule. So does anybody have any problem with the schedule that she put on the last page?
I do.
So like December 3rd, 1:30, January to 6 o'clock. And basically after that, every other month, it's gonna alternate between 1:30 and 6, which
I'm sorry, 36 o'clock.
it's gonna alternate every month, 1:30 one month and 6 PM the next month.
Should be up there.
Yeah,
Yes,
take a
it's up there.
screenshot if you could, it's up on the,
Yeah.
This will also be posted on the district website as
Yep.
well. You'll have to look at past events and you'll look at the Prac tab to be able to see the last, this is all, the whole agenda packets in there if you want to reflect back on the schedule as well.
But to get you to where you're eligible to come to these meetings, we got to get them into the CDD meeting,
Right.
to get the two of them approved.
Correct.
Now, the next board meeting is November 21st. I don't know if we'll be able to get it in on that agenda. And then the following one is December 5th. So one of those two would be where those recommendations would land.
Okay.
would be great if we could do it before December 3rd.
Yeah,
It would be
yeah.
nice.
So I'll try to get it in to the November 21st. I think we still got time on that one.
Okay.
Great. All right, so nobody has a problem with this
No,
schedule, correct?
I would recommend that even if the board can't approve you all in time, that you could still come, and I think that happened to me when I joined. Like, I couldn't get approved for the next meeting, but I still came just so as a public comment I could make. Yeah, so if you could, come anyway to December 3rd.
So just to understand how it works, you folks make the recommendation and then it's approved at
At the board.
At the board meeting.
the board meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's everything that we do here too,
Yeah.
Kenneth. Like, we can't actually make a decision to move forward. We can only recommend. So even all the Parks and Rec material, it's the same way.
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve this schedule without any amendments to it.
Sounds good to me.
You have a second?
I'll second that, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so unless anyone online, they joined us late?
Nobody.
No? Any other public comments?
I think you could go to that November 27th meeting, and when they have the speaking at the beginning, stand up and introduce yourself and tell them why you are there,
Yeah,
and you would like to get approved to be on this committee. And sometimes we do things that's too political. You got to wait in line, you got to make a list of things, and you got to get somebody to say, okay, we can let you on. It's not that big a deal, guys.
The 21st?
Is it, what was it, the 27th or the 21st?
Next board supervisor meeting is November 21st, starting at 3
21st.
PM.
At 3 in here.
Correct.
Can you do that?
I'm not sure. I don't have my work calendar in front of me. If I don't have something scheduled, I'll block it off.
Because you can just then come to these meetings. You can't really vote for anything.
Right.
We want to, can't hear you.
Can they be done remotely? Can we call in for some reason with the doctor's appointment or something?
Here for this meeting?
Yeah, like for the meetings that are.
Yeah, we've had that happen.
Yeah, you could call.
We've had that happen.
All those extenuating circumstances.
Exactly,
And
right.
you can call in and participate. Your vote is not counted in anything voted on. You have to be present and be able to be counted.
Because I'm just looking at the schedule and
Mhm.
I have a cruise scheduled for one of the days or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
If you're on a cruise, you probably won't be able to call in.
Yeah, you don't want to call in if you're on a cruise anyway.
Yeah.
It's
It's not that important.
It's okay.
But you have to have two of us with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We just move the meeting to the
Yeah.
cruise. Should we?
Any other member items or anything that wants to be, you guys want to put on the next agenda? So we
I
want to
mean,
put
as
on the agenda that list for the,
Yeah. The list is the big thing, right? To really solidify down what the goals are. And I think what we've done in the past is kind of bite off more than we could chew. We end up talking about a bunch, like,
Mhm.
let's just accomplish the 2 to 3 main things that we need to get done, right? The fun part, the enhancements to the pool, if any, I don't know, we come up with that, so I think.
Carrie was going to put back on the agenda, the designs. We did some designs and we were going to talk about those today.
Okay.
But she didn't get them on there. So we don't want that to continue to happen.
Can you make a decision about that already? On the fun park, right, plan?
Yeah. What's been decided on with regards to the Commons Park?
Are now waiting on pricing to come back.
Oh, the
For
pricing hasn't come back yet. When will that be back?
The admin building pricing came back, and I believe it's going to be an agenda item at the next board meeting.
Hey, what?
The admin.
The admin building pricing came back, but I don't believe I got I'd have to double check.
But they
with-
approved that? What?
They haven't, it hasn't been in front of the board yet. So,
Will that be this next meeting?
correct.
Okay.
And I'd have to double check with Chelsea to see if the quotes came in for
I've got
for the actual amenities portion of it.
Mhm.
I've got a concern, I don't know why, just every time I go to the pool, all of the playground equipment is sitting out to the side of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boxes and all that stuff, and it looks like it's been opened and stuff. Well, and they're talking about they're not gonna be able to put that up until they get the Commons Park, kind of some of the stuff moved around the soil and
Until the site
And
work is
everything.
complete,
do what?
till the site work is complete.
Yeah, that's
And
gonna
then
be a half a year.
and Carrie's got a tarp on order for everything that's over there so that we can get everything covered up.
Yeah.
And
So there is gonna be
and cone it off so that nobody can get over there.
okay, they're gonna cover it up then,
Yes.
because I was worried that it was gonna just get really.
Those were
really
the
messy.
first words I said to Carrie once they got delivered was, cool, I need a tarp now over it.
Right.
Making sure that it's safe and roughed off.
Okay.
I'm sure she's
Just
taking care,
trash before it goes up.
taking care of that.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else, anything for the agenda for next time? No?
No, I think that's it.
So, if you have anything else?
No. Are you guys happy?
Are you?
I'm happy. I'm always happy.
So I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 2:00.
A second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Does that mean we have to wait the 30 seconds though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. 1:59 and 32.
Thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I have one question. Let's say that on the 21st, the board approves like my application to this committee. Will I I be able to go online and catch myself up from the previous meetings of what you guys are?
You
I mean,
can
I
now.
know what you're talking